Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill. Today we are going to play with Lorraine 50T, which is Battle Pass reward tank. We are going to talk about it in a second. Quick information for every and each of you. Today, 4 p.m. Central European Time, we are going to have the drops going on as usual for cupcakes or party tokens, or however you would call them. If you want to get your 14 remaining tokens, this is the reminder for you. There is 2 sets of drops left on Monday and on the weekend. Keep this in mind. Without further ado, let's go into the game with Lorraine 50T and quick information about this tank, fellas. I do not really think the tank is ideal. I don't think the tank is the best tank in the world of tanks, right? I personally rated this vehicle as a bad tank. It's not very armored. The gun handling isn't ideal. The speed is probably the biggest selling point, and it's kind of rare. That's why, right? This is the best part of all of this. Other than that, you know, this tank is kind of a filler in the bond store, in my opinion, or battle pass store, however you would call them. Pretty much you are getting this for tokens. Skill. Where is the stream? How to understand this? I just went into the game. Greetings in an hour. How about that? Anyways, so all in all, since you are not super armored heavy tank, right? You have a bit of the gun depression. Your DPM is kind of a stinker. 400 alpha damage for 11 seconds reload. It just simply doesn't sound good. That basically means you need to play with this tank a bit safely, or alternatively you need to treat this vehicle as a medium tank, right? I think this is the best play with this vehicle, and this is how you can make this mother trucking tank work, and this is okay. We will try to do our best. I just want to give the information that do not expect to get the best tank in the world of tanks, right? It's not like you are going to get a Conqueror if you are going to pick this tank or something. Some people hate it. Some people hate it with a passion, right? Some people are thinking, Gduna, this tank is absolutely unplayable, and this is completely fine. I understand that as well. I don't think this is a worst tank in the world of tanks. Anyways, what we can do and how we can approach the enemies. We have Murovanka. We have Murovanka, fellas. Tier 10 matchmaking. Maybe we could slab this beautiful tier 10 tank destroyer. By the way, penetration is 264, which is actually pretty good for a tier 9 heavy tank, right? It doesn't sound that bad. And if you are loading the gold, you have 308 millimeters of penetration. And in my humble opinion, that everyone should spam the gold with this tank just to get some sort of advantage, since the DPM isn't the greatest, and I hope that makes sense. How to get involved here? In fact, I'm going to load APCRs myself, and I'm thinking about punishing this 277. Hopefully I will be able to do that. Did he stop in the middle of the field? I think he's AFK, fellas. I have a feeling that this gentleman is AFK. Once again, not a big surprise, not the best gun handling ever, and once again, you cannot expect the gold bar from this vehicle, right? Okay, peeking again. I am hoping that Grilla won't slap me. Ooh, that was close, fellas. That was very, very close. But you know what? I am going to take this 11 damage and I am going to say thank you. I appreciate you. That's what we are going to do. Now, next part. Obviously, we know that there is a tank destroyer sitting here in the back. We are very, very well aware of that. In fact, I think... Ooh, hi. Grilla, 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 grilla. Boom. Good. So all we need to do, we need to focus on the grilla and we need to focus on this MX, right? Those gentlemen, they are kind of out of position, and that's all we need for a full happiness, just to get as much free use as we physically and possibly can, right? That's all we need. Grilla, hi. The gun handling isn't ideal either, fellas. I remember at first when this tank came into the game, I kind of enjoyed this vehicle, and for me it was a pleasure to play with this tank, right? After some time, even at first, whenever the tank came into the game, I did not mind a couple of the features of the tank, which is gun depression and the speed. So you can adapt to a bit different style of the gameplay, right? But I knew that this vehicle isn't a super heavy tank. This tank isn't the tank with which you can say, oh yes, I am going to fight against my brother from other mother MX M451. No, it doesn't work this way. This tank isn't created for that. So I am just trying to explain this. It is not a super heavy, right? This is what I'm trying to do. You are getting yourself a medium tank with a kind of Kaku camo. That's what you are getting for yourself. And this is okay. Now, the question is, can someone spot the MX? I'm a bit paranoid to go over there. I think I would be in the crossfire, and this is a bit of the dangerous stuff. Maybe I should simply grow the balls and go for it. I mean, I'm a medium tank after all, right? Let's try to do that. I am trying to get a bit more involved. Hopefully, this is a good decision, and hopefully we can send this MX straight into the garage, right? That's all we need. MX realized that he is sitting in the deep Kaku hole, not a big surprise. But what we are interested in, we are kind of interested in this light tank. This light tank is smart. He is playing against the IS-7, he has a corpse in front of him, and he is safe from us as well. I don't really think it changes anything. Let's try to build a good enough angle to eliminate this light tank. After light tank will be eliminated, we can be a bit more flexible and we can get involved probably like this. That's what I am thinking, and this is what is happening in my head. Okay, good. We can go sideways like this just to send him straight into the garage. Beautiful. Very, very nice. Skill! Next step is to go and take this position here. Why so? Because I have a feeling if they have a smart sniper schnitzels here, they are already gone. I mean, in the worst case scenario for us, probably someone may snipe from over there. But other than that, we are feeling fine and we are feeling confident with our play. Good. Let's take a second to aim. Beautiful shot. Very, 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 very nice. Next shot more likely will be to the Mr. Grill sitting over there. Mr. Waffle is hitting us, but this is a friendly hit, if you know what I mean. This is a friendly hit. You beautiful, magnificent mother trucker. I see your PP up in the air. I see that. Okay. Can we hit Cupola? There is only one way to figure out the things. We need to aim. Good. Even though we lost quite a bit of the hit points over there, it doesn't change a thing, at least in my opinion. And the main reason being is this game is already done. GG finito, you know, there is no more use to get and we just need to accept what we have. Yeah, far away from being ideal, fellas. Far away from being ideal. And it is quite a challenge to play with this tank as well, and that is okay. You cannot expect to get the best tank ever. And by the way, this probably would be one of the last picks for me if we are talking about the Battle Pass store. Keep this in mind. And we are back with a 2,600 damage, 600 assisting damage. We are first by experience, we are fifth by the damage. That is okay. And we got 42,000 profits, although keep this in mind, we fired quite a bit of the gold ammunition. That means the profits, there is no such thing as profits. It's actually minus. If not the mission completed, it would have been minus. And that's okay. Let's keep it up. Round number 2, here we go. Okay, guys, what do we have? Mine standard battle. I have a feeling I am going to play this game completely out of the box. What do I mean by saying this? Usually, if I would play with a heavy tank, I would go towards the middle, right? This is what I would do, and this is how I would play it. In this situation, I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to go on the island. I am just simply paranoid to play with this tank aggressively here. I am literally paranoid to do that. I don't think this is a best play, and I think it is way too risky. It is way too risky, fellas. That being said, we are going to counter Baza 68. Not even 69, fellas. Not even 69. We are countering this guy. I aimed for his tracks on purpose, just to make sure that he's going to enjoy his crossing and that he will have the best time ever. Now we are taking a second to aim the shot towards the IMBT, but this is okay, even though we are missing it. Doesn't really change absolutely anything. Meanwhile, we can clearly see that Baza just fired. That basically means we are tracking him once again. And with a next shot, we should eliminate this gentleman from the game. And it is a game over for him, right? This is exactly what we are looking for. Good, this gentleman got a free ticket to the garage. And now we can actually do some work over there. Once again, I personally treat this tank as a medium tank, right? It is not a super heavy for me, it is not a heavy tank. This is a medium tank, and this is how I treat this vehicle. And I think if you are going to do the same thing, fellas, whenever you are going to get this tank for yourself, I have a feeling that you won't mind this tank as much as someone else would if they would treat this tank like a super heavy vehicle, right? I have a feeling that Tiger 2 would slaughter us as well, right? If we would go in front of him and just pretend that we are super heavy tanks over there. That's what I mean. Okay, let's take our time to aim to the Mr. Scorpion over there. Once again, we have all time in the world of tanks. We do not need to rush, we do not need to panic, we are just holding this position as a strong mother truckers. That's all we are doing here for a full happiness, fellas. That's all we need to do. Mr. Scorpion is playing very close to the Kilian, I assume. It's okay. I am just pre-aiming here. As you can see, I am blind shooting by trying to align the line where enemy tank destroyers are sniping from, and I am just trying to get maximum use in this way, right? That's all we are trying to do in this situation. Meanwhile, do we have a good enough angle to say hello for this 705? By the way, the main reason why I do not really make pressure over there, because I don't feel like it is worth it. I just don't feel like it is worth it, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. The risk is simply too high. Let's try to blind fire here, you never know. Soon we will run out of the standard ammunition, so after that I won't blind shot as much as I do now. And the main reason being why I will stop blind shooting is it will be too expensive. Skill, you cheap mother trucker. What do you want me to say, fellas? Gold ammunition is expensive. So far we are doing the things great. So far we definitely cannot complain, and we can't say it is the worst performance ever, right? We know that Chimera is sitting over there. I know I could potentially go here, and I am very well aware of that I would spot this AMBT, you know? I'm aware of that. The question is, do I want to do this? The answer is yes, I do. AMBT is spotted here. Good. They had UDES somewhere as well. Keep this in mind, fellas. I am very, very well aware of that Ude sniping from somewhere here in the back as well. Is he here? Doesn't look like it. Maybe he's sitting somewhere around this area. Not sure. It's time to grow balls and it's time to make a bit of pressure. Chimera is down to 2 shotable if I'm not mistaken. The question is, did Mr. Chimera relocated or not? We can clearly see that he's running for his life. Beautiful. And now we know that enemy Udes is sitting right here, I guess. This is pure prediction. This is what I want to believe where this gentleman is sitting at. It's okay, fellas. We are doing some heavy lifting here. Slowly but surely we are slapping the living crap out of the enemy sitting in this area. I'm aware of that. Everything is okay. Everything is fine. Now, what is the chance that Chimera is sitting here? 0. Chimera doesn't sit here. Okay, understood. Worth a try anyways, right? Maybe I could go for a base defense and go for those Kilianas, or maybe I should retake the middle over there. Now I have plenty of the options. How do I want to play the game? Let's go for one blind shot like this. That should be a direct hit for the Udes. I have a feeling that we just slapped the living crap out of the Udes here. Udes should be here. Nice. I like this game. This is interesting one. Whenever a game doesn't end up in 4 minutes, I call it a great success, and I think this is pretty interesting journey. Don't you think so? Meanwhile, we are going to use the strengths of this vehicle to relocate from the Sector A to Sector B. We are sitting completely fine. Very good. I'm getting spotted. Oh, Mr. Scorpion, you naughty piglet. I see how it goes. Okay, not bad. Scorpion found a nice shot towards me. It's okay. But you know what is the best part of all of this? If he peeked once, that means he's going to peek for a second time, right? At least usually it is the case. That being said, all we need to do, we need to blind fire here. Not a big surprise, nothing unusual. There is no need to overreaction, fellas. What did you expected? What did you expected? Me getting stabbed by the Scorpion. Nice try. Nice try, fellas. You know what? For a good measure, I will show you one more thing. How about that? For a good measure, we are going to slap the living crap out of Chimera as well. Well, we will attempt to slap the living crap out of Chimera. Okay, I like it, fellas, I like it. This is an interesting one. Let's try to do that again. He may be paranoid at this point, but I don't really think I care. I am just going for a blind shot like so. And probably this gentleman relocated. Okay, fair enough. What do we want to do now? How many hit points those Kilianas has? Not that many, huh? Not that many. I'm thinking maybe repushing the middle would be the proper way to do the things now. We have a Gsor who would consider to get involved here. And he's going in. If Gsor can go in, that means we can go in as well. And all we need to do for a full happiness is to send this gentleman straight to the garage. Beautiful. Very, very nice. Very nice. Now, all we need to do in this situation is to say hello for Kiliana and Object sitting here, right? That's all we need to do. So let's do that as well. Once again, fellas, it doesn't feel like this vehicle is unplayable or this tank is the worst tank in the world of tanks, you know? I do not really look into this tank this way, and I don't think it is worst of the worst. It's just Not the most powerful tank in the world of tanks with his own playstyle. Use mobility over brute force for a heavy tank is kind of, you know, you need to know what you are doing with a tank, to say the least, in order to make the tank work. Also, lack of the DPM is also not the biggest and not the best selling point either, you know? So you are playing with it as some kind of medium tank, and it's just not for everyone. And I am completely fine with that, fellas. I don't really think that we need to argue about how bad or how excellent this tank is. Everything is completely fine. Beautiful. Okay, what do we need to do now? What do we need to do now? I know that Udes was sitting somewhere over there. I am very, very well aware of that. But you know what? I think we can farm a bit of assisting damage for ourselves. I think we kind of deserved it now. Let's go. Excellent. Now I will load high explosive ammunition because I think we should be able to slap this Udes. Apparently Udes took one for the team and someone blind shoot at him. I wonder who. Huh. Fellas, I wonder who could blind fire the Mr. Udes. Do you have any ideas who? Because I don't. Beautiful. And we finished everything by jumping on Gusor. Excellent. Great finish, and we did a good job. So this video is like refresh the brain with Lorraine. You know, this is how we can call this video very, very easily. Let's see. By the way, morning coffee. Excellent. Look at this beauty, fellas. I made this tank work. 7 kills, 6.2 thousand damage, 1.4 thousand assisting damage, solid ace, we cannot complain about that, top gun, high caliber, absolutely glorious, 1.5 base experience, and in the same time we got 55,000 profits, although keep this in mind, 40,000 profits are coming from completing the mission, right? Yeah, fellas, it is okay. Say whatever you want, it is okay. Our session with this vehicle is 4.4 thousand average damage and 1,000 assisting damage, right? And I can promise you that I cannot maintain stats like this, right? Whenever I played with Lorraine, my performance was 2.8 thousand damage and 700 assisting damage. And there is nothing bad about it. Also, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see more of the Lorraine, right, keep this in mind. Just go to the index page, you can see Lorraine, you can just find the tank you are interested in, and you can find easily the videos. Twitch highlights means the best games which I had with the tank, and live recordings means video like this. If you are struggling with one or another tank, or there is a premium tank coming into the store or something, just use the index for the ratings or to find the videos very, very easily. And hopefully this is going to help you not to make a mistake, right? And that's what I have for you for today, fellas. I hope you had a great time. I hope you enjoyed your journey together with us. And we made Lorraine 50T work. How about that? Thank you very much for watching. Skill is out for today. Peace.